have already seen this, the video that I already did on this topic, but I want to redo it specifically to address the yuck that you see on the YouTube part. So if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, you see all this garbage on the right that is just nasty and disgusting and yuck. And I'm like, I just want to address that and say, I do not endorse that. I've already talked to my tech guy, tried to disable that. I can't control what YouTube puts up there just simply because of the topic that we're talking about. That's just the way that it is. So for the love of God, please expand your screen so you don't have to see that right now. And if you're watching it on my website, hallelujah, you don't have to see that. However, when the video ends on its own, the screen fills with all the little squares of videos that you can click on that are, again, really nasty and disgusting and oftentimes just perverted and gross, and it just grosses me out. But I just want to address that. That is not something that I'm cool with, but I can't help it. So if we're going to talk about this issue, I'm really sorry you have to see that, and please just do whatever you can to not. Anyway, I'm speaking my piece about that. So let's move on to the question at hand. Should I sleep with my boyfriend? Okay, so I want to ask you some questions back to help you make a really good decision. Are you willing to deal with the consequences that come from sleeping with your boyfriend? Are you willing to deal with maybe getting an STD that you can't get rid of? Maybe HIV? Have you really thought that through? What does that look like? I had a client just like maybe a couple months ago, came in, not sitting in my chair very long, and starts crying, and her virgin boyfriend gave her herpes. How does that happen? It doesn't happen. He's not a virgin. He gave her a STD now that she's going to have for the rest of her life. You don't get rid of that one. So she has to now disclose that to every guy that she's even remotely interested in. How comfortable is that going to be? Are you thinking about that? Because, a guy isn't going to, the one that's pushing sex is probably generally not the guy that's going to say, hey, just so you know, I got a nasty STD right now, so if you sleep with me, you're going to get it. They're not interested in protecting you, or they wouldn't be trying to get you in the sack. All right? How about if you get pregnant? Are you thinking about the conversation you're going to have with the people that you respect? Parents, teachers, coaches, and explain that you're pregnant. Have you thought about it? Think about how that's going to go for a second. Have you thought about what it's going to be like walking through the halls in your school with the belly? Not fun. How do you think you're going to feel if you get ditched by the guy, which is usually what happens? How are you going to feel if you keep the baby and you're trying to get through school, work, maybe even go to college, but you don't really get to see your baby because they're in daycare, because you have to get those things done? And obviously it's because you want to provide a good life for this child, but you still don't get to spend time with them, right? On the flip side of that, are you thinking about what you would do if you gave the baby up for adoption? I've had several clients that went through this process and gave their baby up for adoption, and it was an open adoption, so they got to see their baby grow up. I highly recommend that, by the way. But it cut them in half. Like the pain of having to carry this child and then give it to someone else was heartbreaking. Doesn't even cover it. It was painful for the parents. It was painful for them. It's painful for every single person involved. I've had clients, many clients that got pregnant and they were adults and the guy ditched them, and now they're stuck being a single mom. Being a single mom is not easy. I have done it. That's a story for another day, but it is hard. It is hard. It's rewarding in many ways, but it is very, very, very difficult. Oftentimes our kids suffer a little bit because we can't be around as much as we want to be, and it's really hard. So what do you think? Should you sleep with your boyfriend? I want to add this, and I want you to let this resonate in your mind forever, okay? And when you get older and you have children of your own, I want you to teach this to your girls, okay? The single best loser filter every single girl has is what? It's the sex card, okay? If you tell a guy and mean it, I am not interested in having sex before I get married, you will get one of two things. You will get either the loser who either one, ditches you, or two, tries to push, you hold your ground, and he ditches you in the end anyway and goes and tries to find some girl who will give him what he wants. Or you'll get a really nice guy who respects you, who wants to get to know you as a person, who shares your morals. Either way, you win. It is a win-win situation. Seriously, I want you to remember the single best loser filter. This is your loser filter, girls. There is nothing else like it, because sex is often what drives a guy, especially the immoral guy, okay? And I have seen girls from every single religion, and guys too, doesn't matter, have to deal with pregnancies, STDs, infectious diseases, you name it. It doesn't matter, okay? Loser filter, all right? The next thing is, if you are dating a guy right now and he has already pushed that card on you, change your mind. Just tell him, just say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to deal with what the consequences of this could be, and see what happens, okay? The loser will leave. The nice guy, he's not going to leave you no matter what, okay? He's going to stick around, and that's what you want. So that's what you need to do. Okay, so what do you think? Should you sleep with your boyfriend? I think I answered the question. I hope you follow the advice, because when you don't, oh boy, do those consequences sting, right? I love you anyway, even if you've already done this. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I made a mistake and I'm not going to do that anymore. So I hope that you're doing that, okay? I certainly don't condemn you if you're in the position where you've already done that. It's okay. Just fix it now, all right? And move on and make better decisions, okay? Okay, now I'm going to give you a few seconds. The video is pretty much over. So if you want to click out right now, that would be a